Since the founding fathers, the love of the land is something buried deep inside of us. It is our heritage, our history, our passion. And we are its greatest stewards. From the smallest blades of grass to the widest of nature's wonders, this is who we are. This is Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land. Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Outdoor Bank. Get out there. Big Frig, a way of life. Frank's Butcher Shop, Wyoming born, raised, and shipped to your door. And by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land.
Welcome to Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land. I'm your host, Allen Treadwell. On this episode, we head out to Wyoming to check out a beautiful ranching operation situated along the Laramie River that is truly a sportsman's paradise. And then it's off to Colorado to check out a slice of duck hunting heaven with cropland, excellent irrigation, and prime location. And while we showcase a few select listings on each episode, Hayden Outdoors has hundreds of properties from coast to coast listed on HaydenOutdoors.com. Now let's head out to Goodland, Kansas to check out a school who's on the cutting edge of all the latest high-tech practices in the world of precision agriculture. Here we are, Northwest Tech Precision Ag. You know, I was here a couple of years ago and got to talk to these guys about some of their drone projects and different things that they do. But I mean, what a cool school where, you know, especially out here in western Kansas, these kids can come in here and they learn so much about technology that's available to the farmers, and they can either bring that back to their family farm or they can go out and be techs that services those family farms. But they even came down on one of our properties that we had listed and sold at Hayden Outdoors, the Cimarron Valley Ranch. They did a lot of mapping programs, soil samples, and things like that. And today we're going to talk about that. And I also think while we're here today, they're going to be doing some corn harvest. Let's go see the guys. Hey Jack, how's it going, man?
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Alan.
Nice to meet you, I'm Thatcher.
Thatcher, nice to meet you guys. So I heard earlier that you guys are doing corn harvest right now. Mm-hmm. So they're in the classroom for a little bit after they get here this morning. Then we're going to go out to the farm. Is that right?
Yep. We'll go ahead and go out to the farm and kind of give you guys an idea of what it looks like, the hands-on portion of our program. So we spend a little bit of time in the classroom. The majority of our time's out on the farm actually applying what we talk about. So We'll get to see some of that today. So the biggest thing that we need to look at when we're doing this, like this is good, we need more data sets. So I am one of the precision agriculture instructors at Northwest Tech in Goodland, Kansas. Actually am alumni of the program that I now teach. In the program of Precision Ag, we are a 2-year technical college, and we try to cover the gamut. We hit everything that we possibly can: soil sciences, plant sciences, GPS, GNSS, GIS softwares, computers, electronics, hydraulics, pneumatics, all at enough depth to be well-versed to where about any job you go into, you have enough experience to be easily trainable to whatever that company's specific standards are.
In a world that's constantly becoming more and more challenging to turn a profit, efficiency is vital for the modern farmer. And not only are they teaching the next generation of farmers implementation of the latest technologies in the classroom, but they're hands-on out in the field on properties like our Cimarron Valley Ranch, where they provide real-life soil analysis to current owners or prospective buyers.
You know, we use analogies all the time. One of the big ones that we talk about, football's like a game of inches. I think agriculture is like a game of pennies. Can we really mine down in each of those areas of our field and optimally use all of our inputs? So yeah, we can maybe make a profit, but could we do more? Well, how do you know unless you go out and you find the data? So what we're doing, electrical conductivity mapping. We are using a Varus machine for that and also used an electromagnetic sled. Both of them are inducing an electrical current, and that current can be then calculated into conductivity. With that conductivity, we can estimate soil fertility. We're also looking at doing some soil sampling based off of zones that we've created with those conductivity maps, and then also soil textural classification. And then kind of the final piece that brings it all together is the drones that we're using, taking RGB imagery. The main reason we're doing it is to use that imagery to verify our boundaries. So we're just using that to be able to verify all of our data as we import everything and overlay them over top of each other, make sure everything jives, everything agrees.
You know, the most amazing thing to me about this entire process is these are the kids that are the future of America. They're feeding America. They're learning how to make more yield per acre, how to make a corn plant make more seed, or a wheat plant make more yield. So the things that they're learning, they're feeding America. They're gonna take this back to their farm, which, as all farmers are concerned with, is that bottom line. You know, making more money. The more yield they make, more money they make, whether that's through soil samples, fertilizing, all the test plots they're doing right now with the corn to figure out, you know, why is this yield higher than this yield? I mean, this is real world skills that they're gonna take back, not only use themselves for the rest of their life, but implement into their family farms. Or if I'm a farmer, I can hire one of these guys when they come out and get their own job and say, hey, how come my yields are low, or how can I make more money? The bottom line for farmers is staying in business and is money. Here's the grain cart driver.
After seeing the classroom and hearing from Jack about some of the real-world analysis they're doing on places like the Cimarron, I was curious to learn more as they prepared equipment to head out into the field for corn harvest.
This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Big Frig, a way of life.
It's time to elevate your banking experience. Open an account with Outdoor Bank in under 5 minutes, anytime, anywhere. It's quick and easy. Instantly fund your account with a debit card, credit card, or wire transfer. Rest easy with advanced encryption and security protocols, ensuring your personal and financial information is protected. Start managing your finances, transferring money, and making payments right away. Open your account today and experience a different level of banking with Outdoor Bank.
Fine Gold Creek Ranch is a multi-parcel ranch sitting on 784 acres in Madera County, California. Fine Gold Creek runs through the center of the property, while several large ponds and small creeks are scattered throughout. The ranch is in a serene and peaceful setting, offering quail, turkey, and deer hunting, as well as suited for livestock and horses. There's a 3,300 square foot main home along with 2 other smaller homes on the property. For more information, contact Kevin Brunk or go to HaydenOutdoors.com. This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Frank's Butcher Shop, Wyoming born, raised, and shipped to your door.
I'm Bryce with Frank's Butcher Shop of Wyoming. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about ribeyes today. And so when you're picking out your ribeyes, a little butcher's tip would be to look for the spinalis muscle, which is the cap of the ribeye. And so the cap is actually the most tender and flavorful part of the ribeye, and it tapers throughout the rib roast. And so some of them have bigger caps than others. And so when you're picking them out, make sure you grab the biggest one. And so if you want to get your own ribeyes, visit us on franksbutchershop.com.
Now let's head to Platte County, Wyoming to check out a property agents Jim Digby and J.C. Cole have listed, the historic Lower Laramie River Ranch.
I'm J.C. Cole, and I am one of the co-listing agents on the historic Lower Laramie River Ranch. This property is mainly lush river bottom with about 2 miles of river on both sides, and then some upland pasture as well. The river is definitely my favorite part of this ranch. It runs along the south border of the property and has about 2 miles of both sides of the river included in this ranch. And so to me, that's really valuable just for recreation, to home and house wildlife and water your cattle. And so I think that's a big draw of this ranch.
This ranch was established in 1875 with a water right that is #2 on the whole Laramie River. This water right controls this end of the Laramie River and takes care of this ranch every day.
So there has been a water right that's run with this property starting in 1875. And they have a second priority water right out of the Laramie River, only behind the city of Laramie. So in hard years, the city of Laramie gets all the water that they need, and this ranch is second in line to that. Historically, this ranch has a proven production rate of 150 cow-calf pairs. It's a very productive ranch for the amount of acreage. Right now, the ranch is being used for strictly grazing, but there is 120 acres of irrigated pasture. There's a pivot as well, so you could put up some really high quality grass hay, or you could just use it as pasture grass to feed cows.
We run 150 pair on it, and then we background some calves in the wintertime. We have the 3 rentals in the back that we use for supplemental income. The big house could be used for a hunting lodge. It's so big with so many rooms and different features. A good shop you can mechanic in that's insulated. Corrals for about 450 calves that you can background and take care of your own calves after you pull them off the cows. Or you can just enjoy the meadows and look at it. You don't have to work that hard. It's a beautiful place, an opportunity to raise a family here and recreation all over the county. We're near 2 large lakes, and the elk hunting is just up the road to the west. There's deer hunting and goose hunting in the wintertime, good schools, and good neighbors. It's a small town. These are hard to find. Nice small town, quiet, so just be a great place to start new.
This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Outdoor Bank. Get out there. Introducing Hayden Outdoors Mercantile. Get your own Hayden Outdoors branded gear for your life outdoors and more. Offering a variety of branded gear and apparel, from finely crafted clothing, handmade leather accessories, coolers, drinkware, hats, and more, from popular brands like Orvis, Big Frig, Tacticam, Cool, and more. So go to HaydenOutdoors.com, pick up your collection of Hayden gear, and join the stampede. Hayden Outdoors Mercantile, ride for the brand.
It's time to elevate your banking experience. Open an account with Outdoor Bank in under 5 minutes, anytime, anywhere. It's quick and easy. Instantly fund your account with a debit card, credit card, or wire transfer. Rest easy with advanced encryption and security protocols, ensuring your personal and financial information is protected. Start managing your finances, transferring money, and making payments right away. Open your account today and experience a different level of banking with Outdoor Bank.
Looking to sell your land quickly? Hayden Outdoors offers online land auctions through our auction platform and mobile app. In just 45 days, we can list your property, design and launch a property marketing plan, and host an online auction through our proven online auction platform. Contact one of our land professionals today to learn more about land auctions at HaydenOutdoors.com. For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.HaydenOutdoors.com.
Now let's head to Mesa County, Colorado to check out a property agents Greg Lotl and Mark Van Seidener have listed. This is Ducks and Bucks.
I'm Greg Lotl with Hayden Outdoors. Today finds us on the 320-acre Ducks and Bucks Ranch, Mesa County, Colorado. With us today is Mr. Jim McCorder, owner, and we're glad to have him. It's mid-November here, and we're just starting the waterfowl season. This morning's hunt, I noticed we had just a smorgasbord of different species. Snow geese, mallards.
Yeah, we had some teal, sandhill cranes flying around, and of course the geese.
What made you decide to put it into a waterfowl? I noticed there's not really anything of that nature in this part of the state.
Well, just because the waterfowl were here. This was a cattle farm years ago, and then other people came in and bought it and turned it into a hemp operation, which never really got off the ground. I seen the potential of the farmland and could be cleaned up and turned back into a good row crop farm. I bought it and was in the process of doing that, and then we realized that the potential for the waterfowl here was tremendous. The waterfowl just came here naturally, so we decided to just start improving on the habitat that was already here after putting in ponds and planting millet and kind of catering to the waterfowl, and it has paid off very well. I know Jace was here last night just before dark, and he said the geese were just piling here then.
Your background being from Arkansas, it's very obvious you know how to manage a waterfowl farm. Tell us about how many duck ponds are on the place.
I think we have 10 ponds on the place, shallow ponds that we plant into a Japanese millet each year, and then we have irrigation on the farm where we can regulate the water. It's a pressurized irrigation system. It's all gated and no pumps required. You just open gates and regulate the water however you need to.
And a couple creeks run through the property full time?
There is, yes.
Obviously it produces a lot of agriculture. You've done a great job managing it. What could one expect, say, per acre of corn production in this country?
It's 200 bushel plus of corn production per acre.
I understand there's a big mule deer or two that you see in this country.
There is some mule deer in this country, mainly later in the year when they come off the mountains. There's been some 220 to 235 40-inch bucks taken out of this area.
Wow. Now we're only 8 miles from Utah over there, in I-70 corridor. I'd say we have enjoyed very good access to the property.
Oh, there's great access, yeah. Like I say, we're within sight of I-70, and Highway 6 and 50 comes right across in front of the property.
How far are we from Grand Junction?
Approximately 16 miles, I believe.
The Colorado River is just over the hill there. Is that one of the reasons why we see so much waterfowl here?
Definitely. The waterfowl roost on the Colorado River, and they fly right over the hills just to the south of us here and come right into these cornfields and wheat fields here to feed. So it's crazy. The ducks be in the thousands, and the geese the same way. I mean, it's just crazy when they really get in here in the wintertime. It's a tremendous amount of waterfowl here.
For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com. Land auction alert. Hayden Outdoors Real Estate is auctioning off 183 acres near Kinsley, Kansas, March 11th through the 14th. Featuring expansive pastures and a 20-acre lake, this property offers outstanding waterfowl, deer, turkey, and quail hunting, along with great bass and crappie fishing. There's convenient access, and the property is complete with power, well, and septic, as well as RV hookups and fencing. For more information, contact 866-741-8323 or go to HaydenOutdoors.com. Hayden Outdoors, the brand that sells the land. The Frank story started when Billy Brenton learned quality Wyoming beef was not readily available to everyone at an affordable price. Billy's vision of Frank's Butcher Shop came to life to bring Wyoming-raised beef, cut straight from your personal butcher, fresh to your table. Visit franksbutchershop.com and take 25% off for subscribing and enjoy delicious, high-quality, dry-aged beef. Frank's, Wyoming-born, raised, and shipped from our door to yours. It can look like the hue of a deep blue sky, the shimmer of wheat waving in the wind, a riffle running restless next to a deep, calm pool, or a wide open range reaching from horizon to horizon. Land means something different to everyone. Hunting, fishing, farming, ranching, buying, selling. Whatever land is to you, find it here. Hayden Outdoors, the brand that sells the land. For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com.
So this monitor goes on It's right there, that gray cable. Yeah. Flop that out the back window. Yep. Yep, so that's what talks to right there. So we just need to get that plugged in.
So this is the tractor you guys are actually using down in the Cimarron Valley Ranch?
Yes, yep.
Explain it to me. The first time I was here, I'll tell you this, I remember about 3 years ago we came and we toured this facility, and they were putting GPS signal on this tractor. They were like, oh, 6400, we're putting GPS on it.
So it is an older model tractor that didn't have the guidance capabilities. So we have a couple different ways that we can do that. With the new setup we have in there, it actually attaches the steering column and turns the steering wheel itself. We put GPS capability on it, which opens up the utility of this tractor for us a whole lot.
Well, I think that's just an important thing to hear, because I'm sure, just like my farm, there's some older tractors on there and you think, oh man, I'm gonna have to go spend an inordinate amount of money to have those capabilities, but you can outfit some of your older stuff with this new technology.
Yep, you know, everything in farming comes down to the dollar.
Yep.
So when you can look at what can this save me, not only in, you know, reduced overlap and all of those kind of things, but some of the creature comforts of, like when we're pulling a high technology precision planter behind this thing, it's nice to be able to let the tractor drive and you know it's going to go where it needs to, and you can put your focus on everything that's going on behind you.
Yep. So, I mean, everything in farming is about the dollar, plain and simple. How does this translate to becoming a better farmer?
The biggest thing is understanding where the variability in your field is. The traditional practice that most people have is broadacre application. You know, we're going to go out and treat this field as it's the same all the way across. And we all know that's not the way it is.
So by this, with the technology you have now, like you have that map and you can put a little more fertilizer in one area than you do somewhere else, or plant a little heavier seed rate in an area than you would somewhere else to keep that yield consistent across the field?
Right. Or we maybe don't want to look at downgrading and reducing in our low spots. We could, but can we maintain the yield in our better areas and then really dive in and find out in these poor areas what's causing our problems? I think it's really important for younger generations to care about all the things we're doing here when we're talking about farm management, the technology we're using. The biggest thing we talk about, and it's kind of almost overstated in agriculture, but I don't ever think it can be said enough, and that is there's a lot of people in this world and we got to feed them all. And population keeps growing and our acres are still the same acres that we've had as long as we've had them. So we're going to have to be smarter, we're going to have to do it differently, we're going to have to get in more technology.
I think it's easy to get discouraged, you know, in social media and watching the news and stuff, and you start worrying about the direction the world's heading. But you come out here to the heart of America and you get around some kids in a program like this and realize there's some awesome kids in this country, hard working, care about their farm, care about the land. You know, it just gives you hope that this place is going in the right direction.
For me, what's my driving factor, or what I get out of teaching the students or any other producer outreach, is making a difference in the world as far as that sustainability. Just sustaining or being good stewards of the land that we're on. There's a lot of really great things that we can do from a business standpoint. We know it's the right decision to do. We know it's gonna make us some money. And then, oh, by the way, because you did that, you also didn't overuse chemical. And so now it's not running into a stream or percolating into the aquifer. Hey, you know, I know out here we're a water challenged area, but hey, maybe you don't need to have the pivot on every day. Maybe instead of going for top end yield, we're gonna go for a sustainable yield or a maximum profit yield. And by doing that, we're not mining out our soils as much as we have. And what that all ultimately does, if you can take those business practices and stick them together with some of the sustainable and regenerative practices we can do, the big thing in my mind is what can we do to, one, help us make money, and two, make sure this operation continues. I don't want to see anybody's farm go away, ever. And so what can we do to make sure you can sustainably do it financially, but also make sure you're not mining out your fields to where the crops won't grow anymore, you're not using up all your water so you can't irrigate anymore. What are these practices we can do? And all the things that we do can be used to help us make data-driven decisions to help sustain or prolong our viability as an agronomic resource.
You know, it really is inspiring to see what they're doing out there in Goodland, Kansas with the next generation of farmers. Change is inevitable, and the future of farming, it's going to require an open mind and an adaptation to be successful as time moves on. And it's thanks to people like Jack and the program there at Northwest Tech that paved the way for the future in agriculture. And if you've got a story or event you would like featured on Life on the Land, be sure to let us know, because it's genuine folks all across this great country that make this such a special place to buy up some ground and live life on the land.
For more information on any of our great properties for sale, please call 866-741-8323 or visit us online at haydenoutdoors.com.